Sort of a response video, but really not really. I'll just point to a link to a Thunderfoot video. I'll post this as a response just to see what happens. So he did a video just pointing out that YouTube's playing a lot of games with their search function. That's not really search. They ought to have to put right next to the word search, corporate search. It's not an open, free search engine anymore. And Google isn't anyway. And that's the whole point here. Is YouTube is completely Google, except in name. Okay, and this just demonstrates what Google will do when it has the freedom to do it. It will screw around with search results to its advantage, to the whim of whoever's working at their corporation. The example of still says broadcast yourself. They take it away and then they put it back and they take it away, but it still says it on their icon today. So where's my broadcast myself right when you take 1,600 videos and delete them without any explanation? So that's a lie. It's a lying corporation. It should have to say, like everywhere on here, that we have fucked with the search results. We've fucked with your ratings, we've fucked with your favorites, we've fucked with all these things because we're not going to tell you what videos we demoted, agro-migri, the word, agro-migri, yeah, I can't say it. Well, anyway, that they demoted, that they decided is not appropriate content. Doesn't say anywhere on those videos that they don't identify what content they have censored, and that's what they've done. They censor content. Yeah, this is just bullshit. It's no fucking environment for people to have to. We shouldn't be obliged to have this as our only alternative. And we should have a non-commercial alternative, just as the Google guys promised us 10 years ago. We should have a non-commercial alternative to these shyster fucking billionaire companies that they now are feeding off of. Little weasels. But that's what it comes down to. This is just a fucking corporation. Has no respect for the United States Constitution. Has no respect for our dignity, our humanity, any other part of us. All it respects is its fucking money. Yeah, we should have, either they should be regulated or they should have to compete with a non-commercial public alternative, just like the public library. That's what we should have. We should have the generic public alternative to this crap, this corporate shit. And it should be obliged to be accountable. That's simple. If you're going to say broadcast yourself, you're going to say you respect freedom of speech in your terms of service, well then you have to demonstrate that you have respect for it. And if your actions don't demonstrate that respect, you shouldn't be able to say it. It's that fucking simple. And when you say search, when you put just the button that says search, search implies an honest search. It doesn't imply no, we're only going to look it up in our dictionary. We're not going to look it up in the real dictionary. We're just going to look it up in our dictionary. That's not the implication. People don't get that implication. So you should have to make it clear. Search our corporate database. The websites we have approved. Period. the websites we have by some not fair or balanced or what's the right word? Fair. The process decide the standard of relevancy that's fair, but no one that's slanted or manipulated to suit whatever purposes we have, either our purposes as a corporation or the maniacal little whims of our lunatic employees, because we give them the right to fuck around with your lives all they want. That's apparently the truth. So they should say it right there on the goddamn button. You'll be in and out of this index depending on what some jackass drunken employee of ours feels like doing. And that would be honest. It's not a search of the internet. It's not a search. It's a place where you get them. They'll feed you what they feel like feeding you. But you're not going to search anything. That's not going to take place. You're not going to search everything. And that's the real point. So good for Thunderfoot for doing the video. I still want to have a fight with him about his beauty in the universe bullshit. But anyway, yeah, it needs to be said. This is all this secrecy, all this manipulation. It shouldn't be accepted. Just it shouldn't be. I mean, yeah, we have no practical protest. We have no place to, no practical way to run, no practical way to say no mas. I ain't gonna play with you no more, because this is the only playground. This is the electronic equivalent of the public square. We've accidentally ended up selling it to goddamn private greedy fucking corporations. That's the reality. Our Constitution is now in the hands of greedy motherfucking corporations. And something has to be done about that. And, Thunderfoot, if you're unaware, I mean, I do have a lawsuit in federal court, and I do plan on naming Google as a defendant in the next 2 weeks. So that might be interesting. Of course, the judge could throw it out tomorrow, but if the judge sees anything at all in the fact that this needs to be addressed, yeah, it could be game on. And maybe they're going to have to take account for the deceptions and the lies that are all over their fucking goddamn presentation on the web. They lie all over the goddamn place. They don't search the videos. They don't fairly feature the videos. Like I said, why say most rated? Why say most featured, most favorited? Why say most commented? When you arbitrarily and by your own secret standards decide what videos you're going to pull in and out of that fucking index. Yeah, and just for your FYI, Thunderfoot, I mean, they've been doing this for over a year, where they've manipulated the search results. They've been screwing around with my videos, for a year. I mean, one day they're there, the next day they're not. The search is completely inconsistent, and that's you can only say it's got to be suspicious. Why would it be that way? It's a basic function, I mean, yeah, you can explain it by some kind of server problems and they're not communicating around the world and all that kind of bullshit, but it really doesn't explain how it's there one day and the next day it's not there anymore, and then 3 days later it's back again. So anyway, it's just a lot of bullshit. Yeah, that's probably all that needs to be said. So anyway, just doing an unusual YouTube video to point out that, to jump on the YouTube does suck motherfucking pig ass bandwagon. It deserves to be called out on this bullshit, the games it plays. It's not a forum for producers, as they describe it. It's not about broadcasting ourselves. No, it's about them shoving content down people's throats. Period. Yeah, sounds good enough. Till next time.